Hey everyone, welcome to this yoga session. Today we're starting with the first session of our beginner yoga series. This class is designed to help you get familiar with some basic yoga poses, improve your flexibility. All the poses are gentle, so don't worry if you're new to yoga. Just focus on your breath and enjoy the flow. Before starting the movements, let's prepare our body with some breathing exercises. Place your left hand on your chest and your right hand on your belly. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Take a deep breath in and let your belly expand forward. As you exhale, gently pull your belly inward. Repeat this belly breathing a few times. Now, return to your natural breathing rhythm and slowly open your eyes. Lie down on your mat. Hug your knees to your chest. Now, straighten one leg at a time to feel a stretch in your hamstrings. Hold for a few seconds, then switch legs. Open your legs wide and hold behind your thighs with your hands. One by one, straighten your legs to stretch your inner thighs. After a few repetitions, bring your legs back together and repeat the hamstring stretch. Place your feet on the ground. Put your hands under your hips to support your lower back. Lift your right leg gently up and down. Make sure not to touch the ground with your foot. Repeat this with your left leg. Place your hands next to your body, lift your right leg to a 90-degree angle, and flex your foot. Draw circles with your foot to warm up the knee joint. Now, do the same for the hip joint. Repeat for the left leg. Come to a tabletop position. Straighten your right leg and lift it up and down slowly. Keep your core active to maintain balance. Now repeat the same movement with your left leg. Transition into child's pose, stretch your arms forward, and rest your forehead on the mat. Stay here for a few moments, taking deep breaths. Let's return to the all-fours position. From here, we're going to do some gentle hip circles. Start by moving your right knee in a circular motion, first clockwise and then counterclockwise. Keep the movement slow and controlled, focusing on the range of motion in your hip joint. Now, switch to the left leg and repeat the same movements, circling both clockwise and counterclockwise. Transition into child's pose, stretch your arms forward, and rest your forehead on the mat. Stay here for a few moments, taking deep breaths. From the tabletop position, move into downward facing dog. Try to bring your heels toward the ground and pedal your feet to stretch the back of your legs. Then, slowly walk your feet toward your hands and come into a forward fold. If your flexibility is still developing, or if you have back pain or sciatica, bend your knees so your belly rests on your thighs. From here, come into halfway lift, straighten your back, and then slowly rise to stand in mountain pose. Lift your right leg and try to straighten it. Then do the same with your left leg. Repeat the movements, and this time try to flex and point your toes. Repeat on both legs. Then fold forward into Uttanasana. From Tadasana, step your left leg back. Make sure your front knee is at a 90-degree angle. Raise your arms overhead and come into Warrior One. Then, rotate your torso and open your arms at shoulder height for Warrior Two. Straighten your front leg and gently fold forward into triangle pose. If you feel your flexibility isn't enough, place your hand higher on your leg, like your shin or knee. Come back up, place your left hand on your left leg, and stretch your right side by reaching your right arm over your head. Hold for a few breaths and then transition into pyramid pose. Place your hands on the ground and step your left foot forward, coming back into Uttanasana. Lift halfway, then rise up to stand. We move into Utkatasana. Make sure your knees don't go past your toes, and keep the space between your feet about the size of one fist. Engage your core, don't let your lower back arch too much. Now, raise your arms up. After a few breaths, come back to Tadasana. From here, fold forward into Uttanasana. Then move into halfway lift and back to Tadasana again. This time, step your right foot back and come into Virabhadrasana 1. From the waist, twist your torso to face the front and move into Virabhadrasana 2. Place your hand on your shin, ankle, or the floor, depending on your flexibility, and reach your top arm toward the sky. Stay here for a few breaths, deepening the stretch. Bring your right hand to your right leg. Reach your left arm overhead and lean to the side for a gentle side stretch, opening up the left side of your body. Now, transition into pyramid pose. Step your back foot in slightly and square your hips to the front. On an inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, fold forward over your front leg. Let's flow again, moving from Tadasana back into Utkatasana. Remember to keep your knees in line and lower your hips down as if you're sitting in a chair. After a few breaths, fold forward into Uttanasana again, allowing your head and neck to relax. Inhale into halfway lift and exhale, bringing your hands to the mat. Step your right foot back, followed by your left, coming into plank pose. As you exhale, lower your knees to the mat. Inhale as you glide forward into cobra pose, opening your chest and lifting your heart. Exhale as you come back into child's pose, resting here for a moment and feeling the gentle release in your spine. Now, come to a seated position on your mat with your legs extended in front of you. We'll move into a seated forward fold. If your hamstrings feel tight or your lower back is sensitive, feel free to bend your knees slightly. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, gently fold forward, reaching for your feet or shins. Don't worry about how far you go, the focus is on lengthening the spine and relaxing into the stretch. After a few breaths, slowly come back up, sitting tall with a straight spine. Let's place our hands next to our knees or behind us for support. Now, point and flex your toes, bringing awareness to the movement and feeling the stretch in your calves. We'll now lift the right leg gently up and down, engaging the quadriceps. You might start to feel the burn in your thigh muscles, and that's okay. If it becomes too much, feel free to shake out your legs for a quick break. Now, rotate your right leg outward in gentle circles, working through the hip joint. Once we've worked the right side, let's switch to the left leg. As always, if you feel tired, take a moment to relax and shake out your legs. Keep your back straight and avoid rounding your shoulders. Once again, fold forward into a gentle seated stretch, bringing your hands toward your feet. Now, let's bring the soles of our feet together for Baddha Konasana. Use your elbows to gently press your knees down toward the mat, opening up the hips. Breathe deeply and relax into the posture. Now, extend your right leg forward and bend your left leg, bringing the foot toward your inner thigh. Reach your right arm behind you, and with your left hand, guide your left knee out to the side. Gaze over your left shoulder for a gentle spinal twist. Hold here for a few breaths, feeling the stretch along your spine. Switch sides, extending your left leg and bending your right leg, repeating the same gentle twist on the other side. Remember to move with your breath, allowing each exhale to help you go a little deeper. We'll move into downward facing dog from here, pressing your hips up and back, lengthening through your spine. Lift your right leg up into the air, and as you exhale, step it forward between your hands, coming into Warrior One again. Feel the strength in your legs as you ground through your feet and lift your chest. From Warrior One, we'll transition into extended side angle pose. If your hand doesn't reach the ground, you can use a yoga block for support. Extend your left arm overhead, creating a long line from your back foot to your fingertips. Slowly come back up and transition into pyramid pose once again, feeling the stretch in your hamstrings. Bend your front knee and lower your hands to the ground. If you need, use a yoga block for support as we move into a low lunge, pulsing the hips gently toward the ground to deepen the stretch. Now, place your back foot flat on the mat and bring both hands to the inside of your front foot. If your flexibility allows, lower your forearms to the mat for a deeper hip stretch. Hold for a few breaths, then slowly step your right foot back into plank pose. From plank, lower your knees and move into chaturanga, followed by cobra pose. After that, sink back into child's pose for a moment of rest. Now, return to downward facing dog, this time lifting your left leg up. Step it forward into Warrior One. Hold here for a few breaths, grounding yourself. Transition into extended side angle pose on the left side, bringing your right arm overhead for a full body stretch. Move into a low lunge, pulsing your hips toward the floor, and then place your right foot flat on the mat. Bring your hands to the inside of your left foot, and if possible, lower your forearms to the mat. Hold for a few breaths. Slowly come out of the pose, step your left foot back, and move into plank pose. Lower your knees and come into chaturanga, followed by cobra pose. From here, interlace your fingers behind your back and open your chest in a gentle back bend, releasing any tension in your upper body. This will help release fatigue and energize your body. Finally, let's come onto our backs for savasana. Relax your entire body and let go of any tension, allowing yourself to sink into the mat. Feel the weight of your body, the natural rhythm of your breath, and simply rest. With each inhale, bring in calmness, and with each exhale, let go of any remaining tension. Allow your mind to settle, letting go of any thoughts. Simply breathe and be present in the moment. Your body is in a state of complete relaxation, and you are ready to continue your day with peace and energy. Now, roll onto your right side and curl up into a fetal position. With the help of your hands, slowly sit up. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you enjoyed this first session of our beginner yoga series and feel lighter and more relaxed. Remember, this is just the beginning of your yoga journey, so keep practicing regularly to improve your flexibility and strength. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more yoga classes and relaxation videos. Until next time,